question I always get from my students is how to caramelize a perfect scallop. And I see a lot of frustration with that. So I'm here to show you how to do it from start to finish, caramelizing the perfect scallop. You want to make sure that the scallops are really dry. And the reason for that is when you go put it in the pan, you want to get a really nice caramelization, a really nice sear on it. So I always take a second and just either put it out on some paper towel like this. Make sure there's no excess water on there. Okay, you're going to season the scallops. You take some nice sea salt and be pretty generous with your salt. And then some nice fresh cracked black pepper on there. Okay, important to know what kind of pan you're going to cook it in. Some people will say cook it in non-stick pan. I'm not a big fan of non-stick pans. I don't like Teflon and all those other kind of chemicals. I love cast iron pans. But the most important thing here, which a lot of people I know are scared to do, I tell them 100 times, you want the heat cranked up to high. And they'll get scared and they'll say, sure Becky, we're going to crank it up to high, and then they turn it down to medium. And then you don't get the caramelization on the outside of the scallop. Or by the time it's caramelized, because it took a long time, it's tough and dry and rubbery on the inside, and that's a problem people have. So trust the heat, okay? That's why you want to use a good solid pan. And I'm going to use an oil that can take that kind of high heat. So this is actually, it says high heat safflower oil. So the reason why I like to use a high heat oil is because an oil, let's say extra virgin olive oil, has a low smoke point, which means even at medium heat you're going to see some smoke, and that's actually carcinogenic to smoke an oil. So you want to bring the oil just up to the point where it's just before it starts to smoke. Okay, so you want to keep the heat at high heat. I'm going to take one of my scallops so that you don't burn yourself. You want to put the edge of the scallop here and then drop it away from you so you don't get fat splattering on you. You want to test the oil. You hear that sound, you know it's really hot. You want to back away from the scallops. You want to leave them alone. You don't want to move them around. You want to let them be in contact with that really hot cast iron pan and develop a crust. Some of these look like they're ready to turn over. Take a look at this one right here. You're going to use the edge of your spatula to flip it over with a beautiful caramelized top part. I like my scallops medium rare on the inside, so I'm only going to cook it for about maybe 1 more minute. These are perfectly done. Check out how gorgeous these look. Perfectly cooked caramelized scallops. They're crispy and brown on the outside, and they're creamy and medium rare on the inside.